Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Collision. We had to wait for basketball to be over. Look, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, this whole deal with Max and Warner Brothers or whatever, it really seemed like a great deal for them. And I'm not saying it's a bad deal, but in situations like this where a show typically starts at 8 Eastern and we have to wait until past 11:30 Eastern to watch it, it's kind of insane for a Saturday night too. It's one of those things where pro wrestling is taking a backseat for other sports. And personally, I don't watch any other sports, so I don't care for basketball. But I think that maybe it might make sense for at least those with Max could be able to watch it if they cannot broadcast it on television. And then when their show, the basketball games or whatever is finished, then they can go ahead and play it for those who are watching on TV. Like, they'll still watch regardless, but whatever. That's not the case. We had a decent show of Collision. We started off with the AEW International Championship Qualifier Tournament match. Claudio Castagnoli going against Commander, he's great. He's really great, but Claudio, he's better. Claudio whoops Commander's ass, and rightfully so, to be able to get his spot into the qualifier match. He'll be going against Brody King and Kenny Omega, and the last person was determined during the main event. We'll talk about that in a moment. Claudio he still got it. Whether y'all like the Death Riders thing or not, he is a guy that could literally be holding that international title. And if he did have that international title, I could see him in Mexico. He'll be in fucking Canada, Japan. Like, Claudio is that dude to do that title justice. Kenny, you know I love you. You know I love you. But so far, we're bored. The match was really entertaining between these two. Like, Commander could possibly be holding this international championship as well. But I don't know how well he'll get over as a champion that you actually really wouldn't hear much from. And you know we're going to have to hear a whole lot from Alex Abrahantes. And honestly, I don't know if that's the route that we want to go. Right person won here. Claudio Castagnoli takes the win. Now after that, we have Swerve, who is leaving backstage from Dynamite. So this is just recording. He's leaving, and he's just about to get into his car. He's doing a quick little interview, and here comes William with a jump scare, pretty much, and just popping up out of the blue. And he's just like, man, you making a mistake, you know, for you not to join Hangman and myself and just trying to band together to, you know, get rid of the Death Riders. And he's just like, look, I know I made my mistakes when it comes to the whole thing with me and Hangman, and I'm owning up to it. But we ain't friends. I don't want to have anything to do with him. And William is still, like, pushing it in terms of, well, we need to get together because we need to dethrone these people. He said, you were the first black AEW champion. You wore that title with pride. And now the title's in a briefcase and we haven't seen it in months. Oh, well. If you want the title so badly, William, go on AEW Shop like the rest of us and get you one. Now, for whatever reason, things get physical between the two of them. And I'm just like, I know he ain't putting his hands on Swerve. The useless security guard actually come out there and be useful and keep them away from each other. I don't know if they really need to be fighting about if Swerve should help. Like, literally getting physical with each other just to be like, hey, you need to help, so I'm going to knock some sense into you, literally. I don't know if it's going to be leading to a match with Swerve and William, and if William wins and Swerve have to be part of this Team AEW to go against the Death Rider. I don't know if that's the route that we're going. However, I do feel like we're going to be at that point where they're going to end up all just for saving AEW. It has nothing to do with I like him or he likes me type of situation. Band together so they can just get rid of this whole Death Riders thing. And in the end, the Death Riders will prevail. Of course. Now after this, we have the Kawas Family. Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, Takeshita. Oh, they look so good. Lord have mercy. They're going against Paragon and Ishii. While I thought the match was great, Uncle Don's on commentary. He's tanned and he looks great. Paragon, I don't know. I mean, for a Saturday night, we're not really doing nothing. Y'all not even in the title scene. This is okay. I would actually like for this group to be taken much more seriously and get an opportunity to go for the titles. I would actually like to see, Claudio, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick with the title. Like, when I'm looking at these guys in the ring, I'm just like, hey, y'all just so fucking talented. I love these two, and I would love to see bigger and better opportunities for them. But until then, we're just doing multi-man matches for the fuck of it. We did not need no ref bump. This wasn't even a ref bump. The referee, Bryce Rinsberg, slightly, barely got pushed. And he's in the corner, laid out. When I tell you a little thing of wind just touched him, and he just laid out for no reason in the corner. And he was there for way longer. When I tell you, sometimes these referees don't know how to act. Like, it's just so obvious. And I'm just like, all right, well, at some point, you're going to just get up, right, and pay attention to the match. And at that point, we do have low blows and everything going on. And that ends up helping Doncast Family end up taking the win. I like their heels. I'm cool with them doing stupid shit like this to win. But for the referee to pretend that they're dead for barely getting pushed is absolutely insane. Up next, we have an eliminator match for the AEW Continental Championship. A champion, Kazuchika Okada, going against Anthony Bowens. Now, when Anthony Bowens' music hit, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know who that was. I literally had to see him come out so I could be like, oh, Anthony Bowens. Like, the music, it has this generic feel to it where it's just like that could literally be anybody's music. Like, something about it, I don't know. He comes out with Daddy Ass, but Daddy Ass ends up leaving, which is, I think, a good thing. Now, he comes in the ring and have a decent match with Okada. First of all, if anybody get in the ring with Okada on a fucking Saturday night, like, you should be fucking grateful. Like, this is one of the GOATs. One of the GOATs. Finally, and I've said this in a few of my reviews already about Anthony Bowens, that he has this mentorship with Billy Gunn, and I have been seeing Billy Gunn in the ring against whoever it is. Like, it's literally Anthony Bowens, but doing Billy Gunn's moves, which I'm not a fan of. Like, I get it if you like someone, they inspire you, blah 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 blah. You take a couple of things, but I've really been feeling like this is literally just you doing totally whatever Billy Gunn would do. And this time, for once, I felt like he broke out of that. And I'm just seeing Anthony Bowens just doing his thing. For once, finally. Is it enough for him to take the win? No, it's not. But I thought it was a good showing. And I felt like since he's been back, that this is the most that I've seen out of him where I can say, this is Anthony Bowens. Okay, this is him. You're not winning me over just yet, but I'm finally seeing you. And I feel like they should just keep going this route with him. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but the whole thing that he was doing with the moves, just like Daddy Ass, just keep that shit way over there. Now, backstage, Daddy Magic and Danny Garcia back there. Danny Garcia, he looks depressed. He looked like he's wearing one of Daddy Magic track suits, and I'm just like, look at this young man. Like, what y'all doing with him? And here comes Uncle Don, who comes back there with Lance Archer. And he goes, oh, this is what you're doing? You still just rolling around here with Daddy Magic when you could be with us and the Doncast family? And I'm just like, oh, okay. Now, hold on. I like what I'm hearing here. And Daddy Magic don't seem to be happy about it. But then again, what has Daddy Magic offered Daniel Garcia in terms of getting up on the card? Not a damn thing. Now, Uncle Don is pretty much just saying, hey, look, I'm just saying. Okay, but we're voluntarily taking members into the group. We're not holding hostages or anything, so you don't have to join if you don't want to. But if you don't want to, you can still keep being a zero with your uncle over here. And they end up leaving. And I totally agree. Now, is he a good fit for Doncast Family? I don't know. However, as of late, we're seeing the payoff of being part of Doncast Family, which is in terms of getting more TV time. They look better, despite them being heels or whatnot. I feel like they're definitely in the right direction with the group. It's finally looking like a solid unit with that group. Maybe this is something that Daniel Garcia can use, but then again, there's a lot of people in that group, and he may get lost in the shuffle, so I'm not 100% sure that this would actually work for him. Now, after this, oh my God. Tony Schiavone ends up announcing that FTR and Stotley are here. They come on out there. Stotley starts talking, And I'm just like, okay, fine. Stotley, he's a mouthpiece of the group, which I'm cool with. And then they basically said that, that they challenge any team from south of the border, which is obviously Mexico because they were in Texas, to go against us or whatever. Long story short, it ends up turning out to be Atlantis Jr. and Templario from CMLL, which we already know. We're going to Mexico in a couple of weeks. Good. Now, they come on out there, and then that's when Dax and Cash get the microphone. They are giving us very, very sort of kind of MAGA promo in a way where it's just like kind of very pro-American wrestlers over Mexican wrestlers. Something about it was giving that MAGA feel. And guess what? That didn't bother me. That didn't bother me whatsoever. I don't care about that. What I cared about was how motherfucking boring they were on the microphone. I thought that Stotley was there because these two don't know how to speak on the microphone. That's what I thought Stotley was there for. And for them to just pretty much hold the microphone hostage and bore the fuck out of everybody is insane. I do like FTR. I really do like them. Heel or babyface doesn't matter. I think they're an amazing tag team. But on the microphone, they tend to overdo it in terms of they can't stay on topic. They end up saying the same things over and over again, and it's like their mind is wandering, and it's just like, what's the motherfucking point? And honestly, it felt like it was going nowhere, all for them to get into a little scuffle with Atlantis Jr. and Templario. And Atlantis Jr., baby, I didn't even know you spoke English. I didn't even know all that. However, this right here, I just felt like, as late as it is that you got us up, Tony Khan, you always put me to sleep with this fucking thing here. Long story short, we're getting these two teams going at it next week for Fyter Fest. So we're not even waiting till Mexico. And I think this is a good thing because this definitely helps put some of the Mexican wrestlers out there. I've been seeing them on Collision last week. You've even seen them on Ring of Honor for the past few months. This is a great way to get people ready for seeing CML wrestlers before we go to Mexico for Grand Slam. After this, we have Mina Shirakawa defeating Sky Blue. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. Look, we love Mina. Everybody wants Mina. Like, we do love her. But Sky Blue just got back after an injury for God knows how many months? I was actually at the show that she got injured at. So that was a long ass time ago. That was last summer. So she's been gone for a long time. She's already lost her first match back, and she's losing again. Sometimes I feel like while these two on paper sound like a great matchup, we still got to think in the long run in terms of who can afford to lose and who can afford to win. I don't think neither can afford to lose, so I would have done this differently. However, they end up attacking Mina, which is Julia Hart, and Sky Blue after this. Also that Tony Storm can come on out there, be Captain Save-A-Ho, and save Mina Shirakawa. And then they end up announcing that they're going to be doing a tag match at Fyter Fest. I get it when we look at that for next week's card. But at the same time, it's just like, it's the same girls winning, same girls losing. And especially the girls that are literally just coming back. Like Julia Hart already taking L's. And then, what's her name? Sky Blue taking L's. I don't think that they can afford that, especially both being gone with injuries and being back. Like, none of this shit makes sense. Like, y'all really got to think of like where we trying to take some of these people, and none of them getting at least one W before they can go ahead and go against Mina and Tony Storm, which they most likely are going to lose, is insane to me. Now after this, we do get a squash match with the Gates of Agony. Lord have mercy. I'm going against like two people that pick up from the parking lot. I don't know. Toa Leona is wearing trunks. Should I be complaining about that? Probably not. But I preferred what he was wearing before. I think it looked better on him and more unique. But whatever. This was a squash, and they did a video package before they came out to the ring, which was done really well, and they made them look like $1 million in terms of a tag team. While that is the case from the video standpoint, I'm really hoping that this is a route that they're going with them. Now, I don't know about winning any tag teams. They could be winning those tag teams from fucking, what's their name? Sons of Texas, but I don't know if we're going that route in terms of Ring of Honor, but they are looking good on AEW. Obviously, this is a squash, so they end up taking the win, but they look strong wherever they're going with them, they need to go all the way. Now up next, we have Trios action. Top Flight teaming up with AR Fox. Layla Gray is just... oh, she couldn't have looked any more beautiful. Oh my God, absolutely stunning. They went against Rush Jalisco and Beast Muertos. Beast Muertos, oh my God. What the hell were you wearing? What the hell was that mask he was wearing? And he was wearing like all white. I mean, were we supposed to get married and I didn't get the memo? Like, what the fuck? I didn't like the mask. I didn't like the white hair, like the beard, white beard. I don't know what that was, Beast Muertos, but this was for like a one-time thing, right? Like, we're back to the normal shit next week, I hope. I didn't like it. Anyway, the match was great. On the live stream, I'm telling everybody, like, Roosh, like, if it was me, like, I would be making Roosh, like, one of my top guys. Like, I would literally have him at the top of my company. And some people seem to didn't, well, I think most people didn't really agree, but I do feel like if you book someone right, then yes, like in terms of a luchador, if you look at all the luchadors within AEW, he's like the only one that I actually can confirm speaks English. Like we can all confirm that, and everyone else not really. He's very charismatic. He can be a heel. He could be a babyface, and I think that he has what it takes. And honestly, the issue with Rush is that they've never been consistent with booking him, and I would put my money on him. I really would. However, I thought they looked absolutely great in terms of as a team. Top Flight, AR Fox, they look great. However, lately I've complained about how we not getting wins with either one of these teams. And obviously we're at that point tonight where it's just like one of them had to win. And Top Flight, AR Fox took the L. They got beat the fuck up. Especially Darius, who ended up getting pinned. When I tell you, like, they probably murdered him, okay? Like, it's that bad. AR Fox, Top Flight are exceptionally talented. These young guys are just amazing. AR Fox have trained a lot of the young talent that y'all see out here that are killing it. And for whatever reason, they just have not been able to catch a break. I don't understand what it is. The talent is there and just have not got there. And the moment that these guys end up getting some titles, I swear, I know like everybody it's gonna be like well overdue, long overdue. However, better team ends up taking the win. Now after this, we do have a promo from Mark Briscoe, who is pretty much at the house, and he's just like, Moxley, my kids saw what happened at Double or Nothing, and my son came up to me and he basically called me a loser. And now I have to show my kids that I ain't no loser, I ain't no punk bitch, and that this is not about the title. I just want to go against you one-on-one at Fyter Fest. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. He wants to prove himself, obviously, for his kids and whatnot. And it makes sense. And I'm glad the title isn't on the line. Because with that being the case, we would have known he's losing. But he's probably losing anyway. So that I'm looking forward to. Now, main event. International Championship Qualifier Tournament match. Mascara Dorado versus Hechicero. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. I love him. I love him. Like he's never done anything wrong in my eyes. Lord, have mercy. Now for me, I was thinking he should win. He should win because we already have Brody, who's a babyface. We already have Kenneth, who's obviously a babyface, and then we have Claudio, who's a heel. And I was like, let's even it up here by having another heel in the match. Apparently they had other plans by giving it to Mascara Dorada. Now, they did have a really great main event, and the crowd seems to be really into it, and I feel like this is a strong way to end the show. And I do appreciate that they're ending the show again with really strong top competitors within CMLL. However, I think the wrong person won. I really do think the wrong person won. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased by saying that, but I thought that they could switch it up a little bit by having half of the people in the match should be heels and the other half to be baby faces. But then again, I don't work for them. I didn't like the fact that Mascara Dorada took a win with a shooting star press. Some of these moves are just like not finishers to me anymore. Like I'm just like, I don't see them and feel wild and just feel like, yeah, that's the way to end it. That's the way. No, it's not. A shooting star press a fucking a splash. Like, these things are typical that you would see amongst luchadors, but I feel like amongst the American audience, or maybe just me, like, these type of moves just don't hit like a finisher. Whatever. Anyway, we have our match for Fyter Fest. Kenny will be defending the AEW International Championship next week during a 4-hour Dynamite Collision episode. So get ready with that 4 hours. He'll be going against Brody King, Claudio Castagnoli, and Mascara Dorada. So that probably most likely is going to be the main event of the show. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'm tired as hell, and I still have to watch New Japan that are having technical difficulties right now, and they'll get the show started at some point, hopefully before I fall asleep. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. See you guys then. Bye.